welcome to another book challenge video with Melissa. Today we'll be talking about another 9 books I've read for my 100 book challenge. So this is a big one. Most of them are comics or graphic novels, so it'll be easy to get through them all. So the first one I read is a graphic memoir by Maggie Thrash, which is called Honor Girl. This book really took me by surprise. I thought it was going to be a one thing, and it ended up being about a couple different things, really. So first of all, it is a bit of a love story. A girl goes to camp, and she falls for one of her counselors, another woman. And this is her kind of coming out story. Other things I was really surprised by, and I didn't expect until I actually got the book, because I bought it based on it being in a landfill freight box, was that the camp she goes to is in the South and is very, very, like, Southern values. So they still do Civil War reenactments, and it's very geared toward the NRA and very, very old-timey values. So discovering that you're gay in this type of camp, not the best situation for them, because she's being told don't do this, don't reveal things to people. So there are a couple different real storylines in this book. So first of all, we have her relationship with the camp counselor and falling in love with her, and the counselor being a little bit older than her, so they can't actually get together. And not really understanding what she's feeling as well. So trying to decide whether or not she's ready to come out, and actually being discovered as gay by one of the other girls on the camp, and kind of sharing those the situation with her and trying to get her point of view on things. The other thing is her trying to have this this NRA certificate she wants to get at the end for excellence in the NRA, and she's competing against another girl, which isn't a very nice girl, but at the beginning they're kind of always enemies, and then she says that she'll wait so they can both get it on the same day, and it kind of doesn't work out for her in the end. She ends up getting it anyway. She ends up tricked into getting it. And then there's just her with her friends as well, and trying to adjust to them, and trying to adjust to getting older and growing up. And then the end of the book is actually her not at camp at all anymore, and actually she goes off to meet the counselor again. And you think, oh good, they're going to get together, but not really, unfortunately. It was a very disappointing ending. I thought for sure they were getting together, but neither of them were ready to kind of make the first move, which is a really sad story. But if it's supposed to be a memoir, then these kinds of things happen in real life. People aren't necessarily ready to be out yet at that point, even if they really like the person. So I thought it was a great book. It wasn't too expensive either to buy, and it's a really nice book. And I didn't expect to like the bits about the NRA and about her shooting, but actually I quite liked them in the end. So that was Honor Girl. Okay, so the next one I read also came in a landfill freight, and this is Zombies Can't Swim. This was a very, very quick book. So this is all based around 2 characters having a conversation about what they would do during the zombie apocalypse, and it kind of being acted out. Now, it's got quite unusual, like, black and gray comic style. And it's all based in Japan as well. So you get lots of samurai swords, lots of Japanese, like, tourist and Japanese schoolgirl outfits of the zombies, which is really quite cool. And then them nearly getting saved, but the zombies kind of stop that. But it's all about them trying to decide how they're going to survive in the zombie apocalypse. And it's a really short read. It takes about 10 minutes at the most to read. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good book. Okay, next things I started reading. I've actually borrowed these from a friend, so I'm going to be reading a few more of them. I've got 2 issues of the Guild comic. So I've read 1 and 2. I've got 3 to read, plus all the ones that are for each individual character. So the first one tells us about Codex before she starts playing the game, and during her first few times playing the game. So it's just about telling us about her as a person, not really her character, and how she got to know some of the people in the game. Second one goes more into that, her deciding the game is really important to her, and also starting to meet some of the people, like Clara and Zabu in this one. And I'm assuming 3 will go on to introduce us to the other characters in the guild, because we missed out a couple of them. But they're quick reads, and I thought they were good enough. They're pretty easy to read, and they do follow the storyline of the guild pretty well. Okay, next one I read was Paper Girls number 4. So we have this continuously saga of Paper Girls where we still don't know what's going on. We don't know if it's aliens or future technology or what's going on. Our main character that we were introduced to in issue 1 is still unconscious and bleeding out, so it's not going very well with him, and there was also a lot of risks as other people in the group. This was a very interesting panel here. This is about one of the characters. She's being strangled at the time, and her life is flashing before her eyes, and it's all about her playing a video game over and over again, trying to win this game. And then she says, I've wasted my life on this. That was great, because what kid hasn't spent days and days playing a video game before? But they wouldn't think about it as wasting their lives. Still enjoying the art style. As far as we know, the teenagers are from the future. They have Apple technology after all, but we still don't really know what's going on. And I'm hoping it's either going to be a 5 or 6 issue arc, so we should start getting some answers soon. Hopefully Brian came on. Let's hope so. Next things I read were The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 1 and number 2. So I'm trying these out. I've not read any Unbeatable Squirrel Girl before. I just tried it out on a whim because I'd heard good things about the drawing style and the dialogue. I'm quite enjoying the little messages at the end of each page. The Squirrel Girl is kind of like talking to the audience, and they were good enough. I'm not sure I like the way she's drawn. I've seen some of the other issues of it, and I like the way she's drawn more in those ones. But she's interesting, and I really like Tippy Toe, her pet squirrel, who's really quite cute. Yeah, it's a very unusual the way the style of drawing is. Her friend Nancy, I really don't like Nancy's hair. When I first saw her on the cover of this, I thought she was a man. And unfortunately, it's really, really hard to, like, think of her as a woman every time, but I'm getting more used to it. It's like, when she does things like this, it actually makes more sense, but most of the time she just has such ugly hair, and she looks very mannish. But I think it's because these characters are drawn with a lot of flaws in them, which can be nice, but also doesn't really suit them very well. In the second issue, I guessed who the villain was. Yay! I knew enough about comics to do that. I'm not an expert, but I knew enough from the comic, and plus the cover kind of gave it away. But I was excited about that. And I like that Squirrel Girl was just like having a fun time in the 1960s, waiting for her friend to come save her. I thought it was really funny, and especially when she goes to stop the robbery, and she's like, I'm Squirrel Girl! It's like, no one knows who a superhero is. And this is my favorite bit, the advertising section with all the current words, all the futuristic words. That was great. It's a good part of it. So I enjoyed both of those. I'll probably get issue 3, see if I get on with it. And the last 2 things I read were Zodiac Star Force number 1 and number 2. If you've never heard of Zodiac Star Force before, it is a very girly comic. It was a bit like Sailor Moon. It is one of these magical girl comics. I think I've missed some issues, or they're starting out halfway through the story. I was a bit confused on that. But it's about a team of teenage girls that are part of the Zodiac Star Force, and they get their powers from the Zodiac signs. And there's kind of like one of each. It's very much like Sailor Moon. There's like a jock, there's a smart girl, there's a pretty popular girl, that kind of thing. So they're all kind of those kinds of tropes. But I really like the art style, and I like the designs of the different girls. I thought they looked really cool. And we started out kind of learning a little bit about them, that they previously battled some monsters before and thought it was all over, but now they're going to go back and they're going to form a team again because bad things are starting to happen. And they've got this Astria woman that they kind of, it's kind of like in the Power Rangers, there's Zordon, I would say. So it kind of brings from that as well. The second issue, they're kind of recruiting another one. There might be a love story happening between one of the girls and someone else, but we haven't decided yet. I'm hoping so. It's really good. Even their transforming page. This just looks so much like Sailor Moon, and I love Sailor Moon. So that is just so cool, the way it looks like that. And I like that it's borrowed from that. But it seems like it's going to be a really fun one. And this other girl that, one of the other, I want to call them a scout, one of the other girls might or might not have a crush on, probably is going to turn out to be another Zodiac Star Force person, I'm guessing. Because they need another person to, like, have in their group, so they've got all the signs. But it looks like it's going to be a very fun comic. I'm probably going to pick up number 3 and 4 if they're out. Bought these ages ago and hadn't had a chance to read them yet. But they're really fun, and I recommend them to you if you like girly comics, and the dialogue was pretty good in them as well. So that's what I've been reading so far, and as I said in my other video, I have extended my challenge from 50 books to 100 because I'm reading so many graphic novels and comics. I'm getting through them really quickly, and I'm up to 15 books at the moment that I've already read this year, and we're not even finished with January yet, so I'm definitely going to make 100 if I put that down. I am going to be reading some bigger books as well, not just comics and graphic novels. It's just what I have in front of me that's interesting me at the moment, but I've got some other things lined up as well. So thank you for watching. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, so please subscribe to my channel below, and if you'd like to follow me on Goodreads as well, you can follow by clicking on the link below. I'll see you later. Bye.